Loads of nice logs come in there. Loads of Jenkinson's wagon getting loaded. I've put the camera as well, just, can you see it there? Just underneath that. You can't see because of that light. It's basically just underneath the light on the boom. So I'm going to see what it's like for seeing into the wagon now. I just tried the camera on the carriage and it didn't really work, so I'm going to put it underneath the carriage now and see what that looks like. I've had it in loads of different places now. It's just behind that black thing there. I'm going to try that. That's sort of on the boom a little bit, so it's not as far out. And then Woody, the local vicar, has just come round with that for me, a little present. It's a mount, so we'll put the phone in that and see how that works. Right, so you're in the mount now. Is it? I can use all the hands. Apparently someone says the beeping noise the Merlos makes upsets his dog. There's two of us loading this wagon, so we'll just spin around, you'll see. Just making sure we don't get in each other's way. I'll try that camera now anyway on the boom. I think I've got the position right, but now the wagon's full, so I think I've moved it about 4 or 5 times. I've not even got one of my own hats because they're that new. Anyway, the Snap-on man gave me this yesterday, nice Merlo green hat, and it's good because it's freezing. And the Cummins one I was wearing isn't very thick, and you can feel the wind through it, so this is a bit better. I'm gonna have to fix this today. I've noticed though, up there's some bolts, so that bulkhead will undo. So what we're gonna do is clean all the chip and the dust around there, unbolt that bulkhead, slide the auger up a couple of feet so that we can get in the bottom, and then I'm gonna have to weld some bits to the bottom of the auger flight so that it keeps running, and then get a piece, chop it, and then weld a new section in. Well, I need to do something with it today because it keeps going off overnight. Just cleaning all this chip out the bottom of here that gets lost, and then we can move it all out so that we can weld. We're just in the bottom of the auger now, digging out. This sort of like concrete trough is full of wood chip that spills out sometimes. Like 4 years worth, or since the last time the shed flooded. It's now what, 12:30, and we've been doing it since 9 o'clock. Yeah. We're slowly getting there now. And then we can then start to weld in here once we've cleaned it all out. It's now 1 o'clock. The end is in sight. And then once we've cleared out the bottom of here, we've then got to clear out that. Then unbolt it up there, slide it up, weld it, slide it all back together, and then we're going to make some steel plates for in this hole I'm studding so that it doesn't ever fill up with chip again, because 3 hours is a joke. Because this hole's so small, we've got like a little shovel. I have to stand up in this hole and then tip it into there. I'm trying to get that bit out of the back there. It's the right pain. Just had to drop Charlotte off at the hospital for a scan to take the roller skate. But does anyone want to buy that? It's a 68 plate, 29,000 miles for sale. Yeah, because they're building a roundabout, the road shut on the way to hospital. So the council in their wisdom have decided to shut another road that leads parallel with it to the hospital, and the other one has got roadworks on it for the last 3 months. So to get to the hospital, it's taking like 4 or 5 minutes. It takes 25 minutes and 25 minutes back. It's an absolute joke. And the motorway's all jammed up because of the flooding. So just want to get this boiler running. Oh yeah, and when I got there, I got a phone call off the offices to say that the light smells funny and it's tripped the electric. So luckily Dave the electrician's here sorting that, hopefully. You can see his car anyway, he got here before me. So that lid off here now. We've got to undo them bolts along here from the inside, if we can find them in all the fluffy dust. Then try and hoist the auger upwards. So what we'll try and do is put a ratchet strap onto there, and then down, thread it down, and then lift it up out of the way, wet it all at the bottom, weld some new flights on, and then drop it back in. Just hope it comes out the bearing at the bottom easily. We're hoping now we can ratchet that up by lassoing it there, pull the auger up slightly, and then we can weld the damaged bit. But it doesn't want to go. It's tight. Yeah. To check the bottom bearings coming out proper. Because of the Scottish flu I've got, I've been blowing my nose that much, I've now got a nosebleed, and we're still trying to sort this out, so get a torch now for working underneath it. Chester update, he's trying to pull my boiler suit label off. And he's thrown his dinner all over the floor. Andrew's in the hole now undoing the grub screws. Just can't get this auger to move. And at the bottom here, we've undone that, the grub screws in that bearing here. And that bearing's gone, so really it should just pull straight up through the middle of it, because there's no ball bearings or race on it. But it's just jammed solid. Anyway, I've poked about now, and that was all like sand and rubbish coming out the bottom, so hopefully it was just blocked with bits of rubbish, and then it'll ratchet now. I know everyone says we're always messing with that boiler. Well, it's quite a big boiler, you know, it's a whole barn full. It's got lots of automatic features on it, and it basically is run nearly continuously for 5 years. So it's obviously always going to need a bit of maintenance, and it obviously works a lot harder in the winter. So that's why we're messing with it. So we found now that the bearing at the bottom was gone, and it wouldn't slide out because it was catching sort of the red box. So we're going to slice the old bearing off now, and then we can get it up and get a new bearing as well. Yeah, so that inner race of the bearing's catching this red box when we try and slide it up. So we're going to have to cut this off because it's knackered anyway, and then pull the shaft out, do the welding, and put it back in with a new bearing on the bottom. But it's not that easy. Right, I've sliced that now a bit, and then I've got a chisel in it, and hopefully it should come off now. I've opened it up a bit. There we go. There we go. It's now 4:30. We've been doing this since 9 o'clock this morning after we'd loaded chip. Finally, the auger's coming out so that we can work on it. So we're going to get all this chip out of here and then damp it all down before we can weld them. In other news, Andrew's excited because the 7710 is on a wagon on its way. Now, I don't think it's going to arrive till after I've edited this tonight, but I might do it live when it arrives, and it's probably going to be about 8 o'clock. So it depends what time I've got this out, whether I'm still messing with this. Cleaning out the bottom of this now so we can weld. You can see how much they've worn. If you look at that there now, compared to sort of them up here, you know, like that's as thick as my, nearly as thick as my fingers, if you look. Whereas that, it's just like the tips of my fingers. It's just completely worn out, sort of down there. Anyway, I found various artifacts in the bottom, including brand new chipper teeth that have fell off the old chipper and then been sat in the bottom of there because they're heavy for a couple of years. I've not used that chipper for 2 years. All sorts of bits of scrap, washers, different plates, bits of chipper teeth there. Right, this is the plan. Old chipper teeth, then jump down this hole, see better. Just weld them onto there to build the auger up. So like that, and then all the way around. That way I've not got to try and bend a piece of metal in a mad curve, and also they're really hard wearing. That should keep it going for a bit longer. While I weld this now, here's a video of Georgina, who works for FCN, who are benefiting from the open day. So that's the farming, can't remember the name, it's been a long day. Farming Community Network. So here's a short video from her, and then don't forget, if you want to come to the open day, book soon, because the places have nearly all gone. And those that have booked, we need you to tell us whether you want to come in the morning or afternoon, because we can't have everyone all coming at once, it'll just overwhelm us. So we need like half the people coming in for a morning and half the people coming for an afternoon. So if you've not said what you wanted when you book your tickets, please email, and then we can get you booked in for morning or afternoon sessions.
Hi, I'm Georgina Lamb and I work for the Farming Community Network, and Ollie is really kindly offered to raise money for the charity at his open day on Saturday the 15th of January. Now, the farming charity that I work for supports all members of the agricultural community that are suffering any kind of difficulties or hardship through pastoral and practical support, and we are all about championing a very healthy, resilient industry and one of the best jobs that you could possibly wish for. So for those of you that have already booked on to the tours, please can you email me at georgina@fcn.org.uk to select which tour you would like. We've got 2 running for that day, one from 10 till 12 and the other 1 till 3. So some of you have been really good and sent me those details through already, and for those of you that haven't, I'm going to chase up if you don't get back to me soon. So tickets are selling really quickly. We can't wait to see you there. Do bring a bit of change on the day, because we'll be serving cold refreshments and warm refreshments. I'm thinking you're going to need a cup of tea because it's the middle of winter, and you'll be wandering around a farm looking at Ollie's amazing machines. Here I am next to my dad's Massey Ferguson tractor. We have a beef farm here over in Halifax, and if you want to know anything about beef farming, then I'll be there at the tour to have a natter with you as well. So thanks so much to Ollie and the Harrison family for supporting FCN, and look forward to seeing you there.
Oh yeah, and here's a video of the t-shirts for the tractor run being made. So it's like a massive printer that prints on this white fabric that looks like paper. Sorry, no, it printed on paper, and then they transfer that onto a white fabric, and that's why it's a mirror image what you see, and then they cut it all up and then they sew it all together, and that's what makes your t-shirts. So here's a quick video of that. Right, so we've made like a sort of 2 spirals now with chipper teeth. It's a bit rough, but hopefully that should start pushing the chip up now. So we've got to put it all the way back together, but it took I think 6 or 7 hours to strip it down to do 15 minutes welding to now put it all back together again. Move the ratchet strap to that now to lift that up to the bottom bearing will go on easier. Got these 2 guards to put on. Andrew's just putting the top one on up there now. We've got the gearbox back in place, and hopefully down there will work. Andrew's just swapping the bearing from one case into another, then we can slide it back in, get it all together, them guards back on, all finished. Quickly before I forget, any sort of like merchandise that's ordered from now going forward, you can only, let me get out the wind. I'm out of the wind. Yeah, any merchandise ordered from today, well tomorrow, whatever, they can't guarantee that it'll be there for Christmas. And the stuff that's been ordered up until now, there was a 99% chance that they'd get it to you, but barring no technical hitches. So if anyone's wanting any merchandise now, we can't guarantee they'll be there before Christmas. So you can still order it and they'll try the uppermost, but they can't guarantee. I'm trying to stand somewhere so I'm not getting blinded by them lights and I don't look like a cartoon character. So that's that. Then you've obviously got the link below for if you want to book on to the... can't even speak. I've spent that long in this shed today. The link below is for the open day as well. So if you go onto that, but say whether you want AM or PM so that we can split the groups up. That's the other thing. And then also, thank you everyone that's watching. And if you've got time, around 7:30, 7:45, there's the 7710 John Deere arriving. So I'll try and do a live for that as well at the same time. So thanks again for all that's watching, because you're basically helping pay for the 7710. We wanted to get the tractor lights on the fast track today. That was the plan. We didn't think it was going to take us 5 or 6 hours to get all the wood chip out the bottom of that hole underneath that auger and strip it all down, mess around with that bearing just to weld them few bits of plates on. It's so annoying. It took us 6 or 7 hours just to weld 15 minutes of flight on the auger. Anyway, at least we won't be cold tonight because it's been off in the night, which is making the offices cold and the house cold, and obviously means we can't dry chip as well. So thanks everyone that's watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be more of a productive day. But at least we've been dry because it's been raining terribly outside and we've been in here all day.